Hello everyone. Thank you for coming up today. My old subscribers, thank you. And to those that are viewing for the first time or that have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. And to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. There is an update in regards to the girl who burnt her boyfriend to death. Last week, if you can recall, there was a video that I posted regarding a girl who burnt her boyfriend while he was sleeping. But unfortunately, he didn't survive that particular burnt because it was so severe. All efforts to save his life wasn't successful because the boyfriend couldn't survive the pains of the burns, which was from his face down to his feet. So right now, the girl who she was actually arrested is now speaking up to say why she carried out this gruesome act on her boyfriend. And she said that the reason why she has done this was for her own life and safety, and as a result of what the guy had done to her. Recall that Chidimma Ikechukwu, that's the name of the boy. He is a patent medicine dealer who died last week on Monday after he was set ablaze by Alex Esther, that's his girlfriend's name, in Makurdi. And she is currently in the police custody. However, she took a blood oath before she allowed him to disvirgin her. That was what she's actually saying, and adding that he also promised that her boyfriend promised never to leave her. She also claimed that on the night of the incident, that her boyfriend forced her to sleep with him. This is exactly what she is saying, and that she just gained admission into the Benue State University to study law, and that she can't explain why she killed the boyfriend, but that she was so angry over the issues that they had. She's now explaining and narrating her own part of the story and trying to give her reasons why she carried out this horrible act on her boyfriend. She started by saying, "We had been fighting over some issues, like I was a virgin when I met him, and he promised never to leave me. But I always stood by him, and he always stood by me. Our relationship was really serious to the extent that he had to take a blood oath before I allowed him to disvirgin me. When I got pregnant for him, he gave me an injection in his medicine store to abort the pregnancy. I got pregnant the second time, and he promised that he would keep that one, that's the second pregnancy. Then he started misbehaving and would sometimes not even come home while I was pregnant." This is exactly what she is narrating. These are her words. She said they were both living together and that this happened after Omar, that her boyfriend, met with her own family, that introducing himself to her family members as her boyfriend. She continued, "He came with some people to meet with my family, after which I moved in with him. Then I got pregnant for him the third time. We had serious problems to the point that we had even been going to the police station. I later had to pack out of his house. His sister would sometimes come and beat me up in the house. I couldn't fight for myself. After our last fight, he traveled to his village for Christmas and came back on Saturday, January 9th, 2021. She is still narrating her story. I'm trying to say directly what she has narrated coming from the horse's mouth herself. She goes further by saying, the night he returned from the village, he came to look for me at our house. I was going to buy something in the neighborhood when I heard him calling me, but I didn't answer him. He started begging me and said that there were things he needed to settle with me. I said I had forgiven him. He then said I should come to his house, and I said it wouldn't be possible immediately. Eventually, I decided to go to his house the following day, but I was scared that he might harm me, so I decided to buy some fuel for 840 naira from a man selling around my house. I also bought matches and went to visit him that night. By the time I got to his house, the main gate to the compound was already locked, so I had to go and knock at his window. He asked who was there, and I said I was the one. He came and opened the gate for me, and I entered, but left the fuel outside. We started chatting in the room and settled. Then we slept with each other. I actually didn't feel like sleeping with him, but he forced me and had his way. And after we were done, we both slept off. She's still narrating her story of what happened. Later, I went outside and carried the fuel and poured it in the room, and then I lit the matches. I ran out naked and went and slept inside a church. When asked how she feels now that Oma is dead. So this is her own part of the story, narrating the whole incident that has actually happened. She did that because she was upset with him, having reoccurrences of issues with him, and even to the extent, according to what she is saying, that even her boyfriend's sister would come over to the house and beat her up. And she had said that the boyfriend introduced himself to her family, and when the family had accepted their relationship, she now decided to move in with this guy in his own apartment. But when problems started more that she couldn't bear it anymore, she had to move back to her parents' house, even after getting pregnant the second time, and he started misbehaving. So she went back again and then terminated the pregnancy, even got pregnant again for the third time, and he started misbehaving, and she decided to terminate that same pregnancy again for the third time for him. This is her own part of the story with regards to why she burnt him to death. And she was now questioned, like, after doing all of this, how do you feel as a human being? She said she has been down all this while and that she feels really bad about what has happened, indicating that she didn't feel this would end or think this would end like this, but in the end it has happened, and that's where she is now finding herself. But right now, having to kill somebody in this manner is really, really gruesome. You know, like, this person would be crying in pain and screaming. You can imagine how his voice was so loud in the paint. That's why his neighbors had to rush in the middle of the night, like 2 a.m. to help him out of the room. So come to think of it, do you have to go to an extent of even killing the person? In a situation like this, don't you all think that it would be better if she had even decided to leave him and move on with her life, since it's now an off and on thing, they're having issues, they'll settle and they'll continue again. It's been happening off and on and nothing good is coming out of the relationship. Probably, I think it would have been better if Maybe she would have decided to move on and then let him be, since things are not working out. And again, look at now. She gained admission to the University of Benue State to study law. Right now, what's going to happen to her career? She's been in the police custody since that Monday when this incident happened. It's going to put her future on hold because they can't release her like that, irrespective of her explanation. I know in situations of murder, they don't release people just easily like that. They would always ensure that they serve their time in jail. So now what happens to her own family? And how will her family feel that their daughter is now locked up in jail for having killed somebody? I don't think in this life anybody is justified for carrying a gruesome act on anybody like this, killing somebody. You could see that the burns on this guy was very, very severe. It wasn't a minor burns. If it was a minor burns, he would have survived. It was, look at somebody from head to toe, burns all through. The pains he endured to the point that he couldn't endure anymore. He now gave up. Then another question is, you took in for a guy for the first time. He asked you to terminate the pregnancy. And you took in again for the second time, the same thing. Third time, the same thing. You terminated all 3 pregnancies. One, a guy who would tell you to terminate a pregnancy when you guys are still dating and you get pregnant for him, you should know that that person is not even ready to settle down with you. That's one of the green lights that you should pick from that. I think she would have sensed this from the onset. From that rejection of pregnancies would have been an eye-opener for this lady to have taken her heels and run away or move on with her life. And again, having to move in with a guy you're not married to, it's another question mark because you're not very sure if this person will end up with you. You're living with a man you're not married to, and then eventually he gets so tired of you. What would happen? He now start looking for somebody else out there, and then you now become like nobody to him. Eventually he's going to like say, sorry, it can't work out anymore because he's already satisfied with you. Secondly, why take in for a man you're just dating? This is the mistake some ladies make. Taking in for a guy when you're not married to him, how sure are you that he would marry you in the end? And how sure are you that he would even accept the pregnancy? How sure are you that he wouldn't tell you to terminate the pregnancy? And this lady was not scared for her life. What if in the course of terminating this pregnancy, taking all those injections or pills or however she was terminating the pregnancies, what about her own life? She forgot that she's endangering 2 lives now, the life of her baby, unborn baby, and her own life. Some people die in the process of abortion. What explanation would the guy have given if she was the person who passed away as a result of aborting these babies? Some guys would leave you and turn their backs on you. As soon as you decide you won't terminate the pregnancy, the end of the relationship. So would you call that love? Some guys, once you get pregnant, they know that they are the ones that impregnated. They will not ask you, how am I sure this is my baby? Another strategy to cut off the relationship. It's more scary on the part of the lady than the guy. The guys have nothing to lose. But you as the lady, you have a whole lot to lose because this guy will now impregnate you and leave you. If you're in school, some people can't go to school anymore. One, because of the shame. Secondly, because of the pressure they'll be going through with the pregnancy and every other thing around them. They may not go further to school anymore. They'll drop out of school. Or in some cases, some girls are disowned by their parents when they find out that they are pregnant for a guy they are not married to and they are still under their roof. They would send them packing. Some girls end up living in the streets with the pregnancy because no one is ready to accept them. Even the person who impregnated them drove them away. Some live under the bridges. Some go from house to house to beg for food to even eat. Some try to see how they can manage to survive with them and the unborn baby. It's difficult more on the ladies. I think this lesson should go to the ladies more than even the men. Once you sense a guy is not giving you any green light that he is going to stay with you, why stay there? It's better you move on with your life. And a guy who will tell you to terminate a pregnancy doesn't love you. They'll tell you that they love you and that's not the reason. Then why are you asking the person you claim you love to terminate the pregnancy of an unborn child? Kids are blessings from God. And another thing is, it's advisable and it's better. Please don't get pregnant while still in a relationship to avoid things like this happening. Because if you avoid getting pregnant when you're in the relationship and the guy starts misbehaving, you easily walk away because you have nothing to lose. You move on with your life and then God will help you get your own partner. In this life, somebody is meant for somebody. Two people are meant for each other somewhere, somehow. You don't have to stick your neck to one person all because you feel you love this person. Without him or without her, I can't live. No, it's not worth risking your lives. So please, ladies should be mindful. Some ladies that end up staying with the man they are not married to, it's risky. Because you are gambling with your own life. You're not sure of what will happen to you at the end of this relationship. Also for the men, be mindful of the kind of person you date. Look at this guy. I'm sure he never thought in his wildest dream that this lady could go to the extent of even thinking about taking his own life. Some people have certain temperaments in them. They would exhibit it gradually. It may not come out in one day. It may be a gradual process. And then once you discover that some people or such persons are hot-tempered, what you do is, if you try to help that person work on that temperament and it's not working out, probably you may decide to move on with your life, because it's hot temper, anger that cause people to go to the extent of having to kill someone that you were best of friends or lovers together. So please, men should also be careful in an issue like this. If this lady wasn't so angry, then she wouldn't have got to this extent. And men, please, for some men that would just get a lady pregnant and then you deny the pregnancy, or you tell her to terminate the pregnancy, it's not a good thing at all. These are people's children. These are human beings with feelings. When you hurt some people's feelings so bad, some can endure it and some can't endure the heartbreak. Some will be out to retaliate. They'll go to any extent to retaliate, just like this lady. This guy never believed that this lady would think of even killing him, not to talk of even harming him. So once you hurt people's daughters, people's children, some of them turn back against you. Some even lay certain curses on some men. So please try and avoid things like this happening. Treat these ladies nice. If you see that things are not working, it's better you both go your separate ways. Especially in a relationship matter where you're not yet married, you're not yet clinged to each other. It's easier to walk away in a relationship than enduring and you're seeing things going bad, but you still want to be there until you get married. Once you get married, most times it ends up in death. Because one of this party, so obvious, is a hot-tempered person or got so angry at this guy's attitude towards her. So please be mindful, men. Please be mindful of how you treat ladies, especially when you are just still dating the person. You may not see the person's real side until you hurt them so bad. When you hurt this lady so bad and they are heartbroken, they can go to any length to retaliate back. So it goes both ways. For ladies, you be careful, and guys, you too be careful, because on this particular issue now, the guy had his own he had his own issues. If what she's saying is true, that he's been treating her that way, and also his sister coming to beat her up and him asking her to terminate all those 3 pregnancies, which wasn't good, is hurtful. But then, notwithstanding, this doesn't justify you killing anybody. She's been hurt so bad by this guy from what she is narrating. Everybody needs to be careful. You play your own part as the guy, you play your own part as the girl, and play it right. Everybody play your own part right. Ladies, please desist from going to movie with a man when you're not married to the person, because you're never sure if this same guy will end up marrying you. And also avoid getting pregnant with a man when you're just in a relationship, because you're not even sure if he is going to accept the pregnancy or if he's going to marry you at the end. And you're not sure if you now say go for an abortion. Have you thought of your life? You're risking the life of an unborn baby, a precious baby, and your own precious life too, which is also at risk. Please, both parties, the men and the women, always act and play right in your relationship. Once you perceive it's not working in that relationship, please, it's better go your separate ways, or and don't wait until things get so bad that you can't even control or stop anymore. Friends, please, what do you think about this? With what this girl has narrated now regarding why she killed this guy, is she justified for her actions? And also with regards to what she said or how this guy treated her, what do you all think about this whole incident that has happened? Please, if you have anything to say, you could put that down at the comment section. Thank you all for coming up today. For those that have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Once again, thank you. God bless you all.